Hey, it's Ramsey Dewey over here in Shanghai, China. Welcome to another edition of Q&A with the Coach. Our friend Daily Life of Our Dogs says, Coach, can you tell me, what do you think of my gym, whether it is a McDojo or not? The M word. I do boxing and judo. I do boxing and judo there. There we go. And so far, during sparrings and randoris, I've broken my floating ribs, finger, and toe bones, torn 7 biceps and 1 wrist tendons. Okay. Torn hamstring muscles. We've got a European heavyweight pro boxing champ and many national boxing champs. Have been into street fights, always against multiple opponents, and I was successful in all. Okay. So he's asking... Not a lot of information to go on there. So Daily Life of Our Dogs asking, is my gym a dojo? Tells me a little bit about the injuries he's had. They've got some champions in various combat sports training there. And that's about it. Huh. Well, man, I don't know. I don't know what your gym is like, man. You've had some injuries, and there are a lot of potential reasons for that and so on. But let's talk about McDojos. Let's talk about the M word, because I get a lot of people asking me similar questions. Hey, Ramsey, do you think my gym is a dojo? Do you think this gym is a McDojo? I made a video a couple of years ago about McDojos, and I would like to amend a lot of the things I said there. Not so much amend, just simplify them, because it's kind of a long video. If you haven't seen it already, go to McDojolife, go to his YouTube page, subscribe to it, because it's a good channel, and check out his video on what a McDojo is. He's got 5 simple rules for what a McDojo is, and I absolutely agree with all of them. What they come down to is, are they honest? Do they give you what they advertise? And of course, are they pedophiles? Because if so, absolute McDojo. Don't mess around with that. Honesty in martial arts. Nothing on that list, which I absolutely agree with and endorse 100%, says, are they as good at teaching martial arts at the other gym? It's nothing to do with skill. And I love that. I love that because, there are people out there who are at different skill levels. Everybody is, man. You've got some people who are not great at martial arts teaching martial arts. And does that mean they are a McDojo? No, not necessarily. You can have somebody who is great at teaching martial arts, who is a great fighter, and still be a McDojo if they are profiting through dishonest business practices. If they're ripping you off in some way or another. If they're advertising one thing and giving you something different. If they're trying to sell you on a fantasy, no touch knockouts, magic powers that don't exist. Yeah, that's not a real place to learn real martial arts, man. It's not. So do you have these injuries because your trainers did something stupid and foolish and dishonest and dangerous? If so, yeah, that's questionable. Do you have these injuries because you failed to protect yourself at all times? Or because you sparred irresponsibly? If not, that's on you. The question seemed to say, I have injuries and therefore I'm questioning my coaches. They have these championship titles, which seems to imply that they are good, but under their tutelage I have sustained injuries. So what does that say about them? Okay. In combat sports, you're going to get hurt. It's not an if, it's a when. And how much. You will. You will get hurt more in training than in fighting. Surprise if you didn't know that already, man. If you didn't know, it's not checkers. You're going to get hurt. Now, a good coach, a good instructor is going to do everything in their power to minimize those injuries. And you, as a good training partner, should do everything in your power to minimize those injuries as well. Spar smarter, not harder, for example. I've had a bunch of people send me emails with questions about their coaches, like, I don't know about this coach. I don't know about this coach. He's not giving me everything that I want. Okay. Are you asking my permission to shop around for another gym or another coach? You don't need it. I'm constantly getting emails and questions in the comments. If you're wondering, how do you ask me questions? Leave them in the comments down below. That is my number one source of questions for Q&A with a coach. Just type them in the comments down below, please. I read them. I read the comments. Frequently respond to them as well. It's one of my favorite parts of the day, reading through the YouTube comments. Even the angry ones. But yeah, these people are sending me these messages saying, hey Ramsey, please make all my choices for me. What martial art should I choose? What gym should I choose? What brand of toothpaste should I use? Should I eat white bread or whole wheat or what diet should I eat? Yeah, man, you don't need me to make your life choices for you. A good instructor, a good teacher, and that's a different role than a coach, okay? But the role of a teacher, an instructor, in my opinion, is somebody who is able to give you the tools that you need to learn how to learn. So you can teach yourself. So you can be your own person. Is my gym a McDojo? One of the most important things any gym has is the people who attend it. That is more important than the equipment, more important than any number of world champions who were there coaching, more important than the number of UFC fighters who are training there. It is the people who constitute the classes who show up to train. That is the most important attribute of any gym. Any gym. You are the number one resource that any gym that you attend has. Are you a McDojo? Better not be. Thanks for watching. Now get out there and train.